Got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. The room on lock, the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights, when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close.
Hi, my name is Ian Harned, and I'm a graduate student in the Adapted Physical Education Teaching Program at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. The video clips you just saw were a couple of ways that an innovative app called Exercise Buddy can be used in physical education for students with autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. Due to the prevalence of ASD, most physical educators will teach a student with ASD during their career. The purpose of this video is to show teachers, paraprofessionals, parents, and others how to use the Exercise Buddy app in physical education for middle school and secondary students with ASD. According to Fittipaldi, Wirt, and Mulling, ASD is the fastest growing developmental disability. According to the Autism and Developmental Disabilities Monitoring Network within the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, about 1 in every 59 children is diagnosed with ASD. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders defines ASD as the persistent deficits in social communication and social interaction, restricted or repetitive patterns of behavior, interests, or activities, causing clinically significant impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of current functioning. According to Geslak, author and curator of Exercise Buddy, the unsensory-friendly environment, the variety of learning styles, and lack of visual supports have made the typical physical education class a missed opportunity to increase a student's focus, self-esteem, and relationships. Instead of using physical education to increase a student's focus, self-esteem, and relationships, this well-attended attempt often leads to more frustration, failure, and ridicule. In regard to class organization, the task itself, or the equipment being used, the physical education environment is constantly changing. This environment can be chaotic for students with ASD, causing withdrawal and disruptive or self-stimulatory behaviors. Due to deficits in communication, students with ASD have trouble understanding what to do and when to do it, causing anxiety and confusion. If planned properly, physical education can be one of the most positive times of the day for students with ASD. To make sure students' needs are met, the IEP team works together to determine what accommodations the student is benefiting from. The IEP team can then determine how same or similar accommodations can be used in physical education. For example, school personnel could work together to create social stories for easier transitions from the classroom to physical education. Social stories, timers, visual supports, and peer tutors may be used if the student is benefiting from these strategies during other instructional areas.
The visual supports, the structured teaching, the evidence-based practices are there in a special education classroom or different therapy settings. But when they go into a PE or adaptive PE environment, most programs don't have those visual supports or evidence-based strategies in place.
Keeping accommodations or supports consistent throughout the day will allow the student to experience consistency and predictability and possibly prevent frustration and meltdowns. Individuals with ASD are frequently recognized for their difficulty in understanding, recalling, and using verbal information. Detmer found that individuals with ASD are able to process 2- or 3-dimensional visual supports more easily than temporary input, such as auditory stimuli. Visual supports are often used to maintain attention, help understand the spoken language, and sequence and organize the environment for students with ASD. Visual supports provide students with ASD clear expectations and predictable schedules of events. Visual supports also promote independent transitions and indicate changes that may occur throughout the day. Pictures, line drawings, visual activity schedules, spots and lines on the floor, written schedules, and specific boundaries are all examples of useful visual supports. These tools appeal to the processing strengths of students with ASD or of any student that processes visual information more effectively. The Exercise Buddy app provides these supports for students in physical education. Research has shown low motor abilities and difficulties in the physical education setting for students with ASD. Corby et al. Suggested that adolescents with ASD engage in sedentary behaviors more frequently, possibly due to social skill impairments, sensory challenges, or secondary conditions. Students with ASD can face an overwhelming number of simultaneous sensory challenges and are often left wandering in a physical education class. Bittner et al. Also reported that children with ASD do not exercise at a moderate to vigorous level as frequently as their typically developing peers, and may be at a greater risk for cardiovascular, pulmonary, or metabolic diseases. Additionally, Lawson and Foster found that children with disabilities participate in physical activity at even lower rates than their peers, as much as 4.5 times less active than children without disabilities. Students with ASD are at a higher risk of inactivity, with the risk of obesity as much as 40% greater than their typically developing peers. According to the CDC, obesity rates in adolescents with ASD reaching 31.8% compared to their typically developing peers at 13.1% puts these already vulnerable adolescents at risk for lifelong health conditions. One common support for students with ASD is the use of assistive technology. Assistive technology is used to maximize the accessibility to the general education curriculum for students with disabilities.
Technology-aided instruction is a proven evidence-based practice to help these kids learn.
This includes using technology with universal design principles and assistive technology devices in physical education. Technology can also be used to address social and behavioral challenges that adolescents with ASD may exhibit. An app that provides students with ASD support to increase physical activity and provide evidence-based practices in physical education is Exercise Buddy.
As both a paraeducator and fitness coordinator at a school for children with autism, I saw that there was a missing component and a missing link of bringing the special education classroom resources into physical education.
The Exercise Buddy app was developed to provide physical activity training techniques for teachers and parents of individuals with ASD, integrating evidence-based practices such as video modeling, social narratives, visual supports, tech-aided instruction, and exercise routines to ensure the success of the student during physical activity. The structure and supports that are incorporated in the Exercise Buddy app provides the evidence-based practices that are often used in the special education classroom.
Just by having visuals, videos, all at the touch of their fingertips, it's giving them the supports that they need to understand what's expected for that 30, 45 minute, 60-minute class period.
Teachers, family members, and peers who may not have the background in teaching physical activity can use Exercise Buddy to develop and implement appropriate exercise instruction.
So now what happens? The paraeducator may just sit or not do anything because they don't have the supports in place to not only help that student, but really to help them communicate instruction of exercise.
Incorporated into the Exercise Buddy app are over 180 exercises with visual supports and video modeling examples that can be watched during the workout. There are exercise categories for sports skills, muscular fitness, dynamic flexibility, and several other content areas. There are also test items linked to the test of gross motor development and the Brockport physical fitness test. To begin using Exercise Buddy, you create a profile for your student. It will first ask you to enter a name and a birthday, and you're given the option to take a picture as well to further customize the profile. The gender, health conditions, and body measurements can also be recorded to further keep track of your student's progress. The next step is to familiarize yourself with the features in Exercise Buddy. The first tab on the homepage is the Workout section. In here, you will find My Workouts, which are the workouts that you have created. Coach Dave's workouts are pre-programmed routines that I recommend using as a reference because they offer a variety of exercises that are used for many reasons, like bilateral coordination and calming exercises when a student needs a sensory break. The last tab you see is Workout History, for keeping track of your student's workout type, time, reps, and performance. This is a tool to track progress. This information could be shared at IEP meetings. The second tab on the homepage is the Body Systems tool. Starting on the right side, you can change the view from front to back, as well as the gender and ethnicity of the student on the screen. The drop-down menu on the left allows you to change the body system to look at the body systems such as muscular, skeletal, or digestive. Once you have selected a body system, a list of body parts shows underneath the drop-down menu from which to select. The body part you pick lights up green on the person, allowing the student to see the body part being discussed. This could allow students to recognize what body parts or muscles they are using during activities in physical education. This is a tool that can be used in the classroom by the teacher to teach body awareness and health concepts that are often taught in physical education. This function also allows students to verbalize what body parts and muscles they are using in each activity, and explain what other activities use the same body parts. The third tab is Browse Exercises, allowing you to see what exercises are available or what exercises could be created to fit the needs of the student using the app. The next tab is Teaching Tools, which has resources of coloring pages with concepts like the digestive system and the brain. Special education and adapted physical education teachers should work together to incorporate material in both the classroom and in physical education to reinforce these concepts. There are social stories and sample lesson plans for ideas on how to use the exercises and how to teach the affective and cognitive domain in the process.
We've got some social narratives built in because we know that these kids or adults or this community can need that to understand when you're introducing them to a new task or thing, even exercise, but maybe a sport or a new lesson. This week we're doing basketball, or this week we're doing muscular fitness. So you have a story to introduce them to so they know what is expected.
The special education and adapted physical education teachers could work together to create lesson plans that reinforce the same content or concepts. The other tabs on the bottom row, Health History, Tips, and About, provide information about your student's profile that has been created, articles by Dave Geslak, and stories of his successes working with students with ASD. When creating a workout, there are two options of the exercises the user can use. Workouts can be made using the exercises preloaded on the app, or exercises can be created, making them more personal to a specific student or environment. To create your own exercise, go to the Browse Exercise section. Choose the category on the left side that best describes the exercise being created. For example, if you are creating a soccer activity, choose the Sports Skill category. Press the button that says Add Exercise. Name the exercise in the top box. Take a picture and video of yourself or the student doing the activity, like the examples preloaded into the app. Most students enjoy seeing themselves on screen, and it's a great visual support to show them what they are doing right or what you want them to fix.
Can you, is there over 180 videos embedded already, but you as the PE or APE teacher can add your own custom videos and your own visuals. So we've added that feature because we recognize that we may not do certain routines or certain exercises or developing skills in the sport. We may not have all that, but at least you can do that.
There is no memory limit to how many exercises you can create and store in the app, allowing the user to create or modify any exercise or workout. Once exercises have been created or chosen from the preloaded options on the app's homepage, click on the Workouts tab and then hit the New Workouts button in the upper right-hand corner. As you can see on the bottom, there are options for a first then, start finish, or circuit workout. I am going to choose a start-finish workout. To add an exercise, hit the tap to select exercise. For this workout, up to 12 exercises can be chosen, which can be individualized based on the child's needs or IEP goals. For this workout, I am going to focus on yoga and dynamic flexibility. After choosing the exercises, press the Done icon in the right corner. The next screen allows you to set reps or time in each activity that was chosen. For the yoga poses, I will set a time for 15 seconds. And the dynamic flexibility skills will be set to 10 reps. Once the time and reps are set for all exercises, the workout can be saved or started. Now it's time to use the workout. To find the workout created, go into the Workouts tab, and then open the Start Finish workout. To begin the workout, tap the Start icon. The timer can then be started with the option to either pause or go to the next exercise if the student stops doing the exercise because of a behavior issue, for example. An excellent evidence-based feature of the app is the video modeling examples for the majority of the skills. If at any point the student is confused about how to do the skill, the exercise can be paused and a video for that skill can be watched to provide a visual support. At the end of the workout, the option is given to either save the workout or go back to the main menu.
What the pause button does is it helps track off task time. So these are things also that you're going to have to communicate to your paraeducators or any support staff. But let's say that child or that student runs away or is scripting or does some hand flapping, something that is not deemed exercise during a specific exercise. If you hit pause, it's going to start tracking off task time. And then once you hit start or resume, then you're going to go back to your actual exercise time. So you can track the time in which it takes them to complete an exercise. You're going to see the off task time potentially. You also are going to be able to look at if they watch a video. And the report tracks that whole feature and then gives you percentages based on target goals and or your efficiency, meaning how much time was he actually exercising versus off task time. So all this can be shown in the report feature. And the reason we did this too is because we knew the benefits of exercise and what they can do, but now to give you as a PE or APE teacher to be able to take this information and share it with the IEP team.
The Exercise Buddy app is very versatile for middle and high school students with ASD or other disabilities. The Exercise Buddy app can be used in a variety of settings depending on the needs of the student in physical education as well as the classroom. Students that are higher functioning on the autism spectrum could learn to use the app independently with support from a teacher or parent. A teacher or parent could work with the student to create workouts, allowing the student to use the app independently on an individualized workout plan. There are several exercises in the yoga and fitness room categories using equipment that can be found in most fitness centers in the community or exercises that can be easily done at home. After the workout is completed, the app will record how many times the student is able to perform the skill and with what accuracy. This is also printable information that could be presented at an IEP meeting to show progress of the student to the parents and team members.
It's really going to take reporting and data for you to share that with the special ed team, the parent, or the special ed director to say, look at why exercise is so valuable for this kid.
The middle school students I have worked with were included in the general physical education setting as much as possible, primarily playing team sports. The lessons consist of several activities or skill development, and then a small-sided game, which is a constantly changing environment. Using Exercise Buddy can help make the transitions easier for that student by having the capability to prepare them for what's going to happen next, as well as the whole class period.
There is no visual supports being used in PE, especially in Gen Ed PE. So now these children or students or adults are left wandering and wondering and don't understand what is expected of them. And we know that visual supports is an evidence-based practice that helps this community learn.
Creating a start-finish board with transitions can greatly benefit students with ASD in an inclusive general physical education class. The general physical education and APE teachers can work together to create a structured schedule to make the environment less stressful, creating more opportunities for success for students with ASD. The special education teacher could also use this app primarily in the classroom, using the calming exercises in the workouts when problem behaviors arise, or take stretching or relaxing breaks to help students refocus after long periods of academic work. These exercises can be used in physical education to keep routines consistent in both settings to reduce problem behaviors or meltdowns. Exercise Buddy gives parents, paraeducators, physical and special education teachers, and other professionals the ability to introduce exercise into their students' PE class, classroom, or home by using evidence-based teaching practices, specially designed with visuals and peer-led video modeling.
It's made an impact with individual kids from all the evidence-based practices. You know, kids are now better engaged or looking at a video or looking at a visual, and now kids are again more engaged in PE or in an exercise setting.
This app can be used in a variety of settings, from providing a student with ASD support to participate in a general physical education setting to a high school student independently using the app in a fitness center, completing an individualized workout plan. The special education teacher can reinforce the body awareness concepts taught in physical education or use the same calming exercises to keep the supports consistent in all of the classroom settings. Physical activity is an important strategy to promote overall health and decrease the incidence of behavior challenges in children with ASD.
Exercise is an evidence-based practice to help these kids reduce maladaptive or stereotypical behaviors and improve on-task behavior.
Exercise Buddy is an excellent way to keep students from wandering in physical education by using common supports used in the special education classroom for a better transition into physical education.
It's made an impact with individual kids from all the evidence-based practices. You know, kids are now better engaged or looking at a video or looking at a visual, and now kids are again more engaged in PE or in an exercise setting, and that's, you know, you can't put into words what that's done for us, for me, or for us as a team designing this.
I hope the video provided a practical and creative way to incorporate technology to promote health-enhancing physical activity using evidence-based practices that have been shown to increase success in students with ASD in physical education. The use of an iPad or assistive technology with students with disabilities is a continuously growing trend. Communication through technology provides structure and direct visual contact needed by those individuals and are easy to use and socially accepted.
They're going to need visuals. They're going to need social narratives. They're going to need videos, or they're going to need the technology to help you get those results of exercise.
Exercise Buddy is one of many applications providing many opportunities to meet the needs of students with disabilities in physical education. Students need the structure and evidence-based practices to be successful in physical education.
Got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. The room on lock, the way we rock it, so don't stop.